The Spanish Steps are considered to be one of the top 10 places to visit in Rome, as it has become a place of gathering for people, as it's known for its romantic side. Also, groups gather often to drink, although that's been curbed quite a bit. Even during COVID now, you're not even allowed to sit on the steps, so the atmosphere is completely gone. Hopefully that changes soon. There are 138 steps that reach the church on top of the hill, for this is the reason the steps were constructed back in 1723. The church at the top is called the Holy Trinity on the Mount, a French church. And it was the French diplomat Etienne Gouffet who donated the land in order to build these steps, making access to the church easier. Francesco de Santis won a design contest and was awarded the contract to build the steps back in 1723. Many poets and painters would gather here, and it made this site quite popular and famous. In fact, the English poet John Keats moved to an apartment just adjacent to the stairs back in 1820 under the suggestion of his doctor to help his tuberculosis condition. He died 1 year later at the age of 25. Many of his poems, written while in Rome, are bestsellers in England. In 1906, an American poet bought his house and made it into a museum. The fountain at the base of the steps is called the Fontana della Barcaccia. That means fountain of the ugly boat. Now, it's not because this fountain's ugly. This is in reference to an old fishing boat that was left on this very site for a long period of time after the flood in 1598. This fountain was commissioned by Pope Urban VIII in 1627 and built by Pietro Bernini. He was the father of Gian Lorenzo Bernini. The purpose of this fountain was to give access to this neighborhood to the good soft water which is brought in by the aqueduct Acqua Virgo, which also supplies Trevi Fountain. From the top of the stairs, you have a very nice and beautiful view of Rome. You can even see the dome of St. Peter's. The street that goes directly away from the steps at the bottom is quite well known. It's called Via dei Condotti. It's one of the highest dollar shopping areas in Rome as well. And if you were to descend the stairs, and at the bottom where the fountain is, take a left and walk about 50 meters, you'll run into the Column of the Immaculate, built in 1857, designed by Luigi Poletti, commissioned by King Ferdinand II, King of Naples. Remember, this was just 3 years after the dogma of the Immaculate Conception was declared by Pope Pius IX. It sits right in front of the Spanish embassy. The firemen of Rome helped erect this column back in 1857 with pulleys. And every December 8th, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, often with the Pope in attendance, the head of the Italian Fire Department presents a bouquet with the motto, Flamas domamos donamos corda, which means, we stop fires, giving our hearts. This wreath is placed over the arm of Our Lady on top of the column every year. We'll leave you now showing you some pictures of what it looks like during the month of May. Every May, they decorate the Spanish Steps with lilacs and azaleas, adding to the romanticism and beauty of the site.